What's up, guys? Coming back at you again today, working on the Blazer again, making some real progress. Super excited about it. This has been a long journey. It wasn't intended to be this big of a project, but here we are. It's going to be way cooler than it was originally going to be. Today is the last, well, I say today. Being realistic, it's going to take me today and tomorrow because it's late in the day, had some other stuff I had to do, getting a late start, whatever. Going to put some time in. This is going to be the last fabrication project, last metalwork. I know you're probably thinking, well, I've already painted a lot of the truck. What am I doing metalwork? Kind of forgot about this. It's fine. Front clip stuff, you'll see. So here's the problem we're going to address. So as you can see, with 22s, we have almost no clearance to the inner fender. That's not going to work. So obviously that's going to have to be modified. And another big factor, I absolutely hate seeing the tire when you pop the hood. Like, this looks so unfinished to me. Like, come on, bro. It doesn't take that much more to cover that up. Let's make it look finished. And also, it makes an absolute mess under the hood when you don't have an inner fender. So let's address that. Here's my solution to the problem. Trailer fenders. You've seen them. You've probably used them. These are just a way bigger version than what you've probably seen. So these are basically 13 inches wide, and they stand, let's see, that's basically 19 and a half inches, and the factory span of them is basically 37 and a half. So much bigger version than your normal utility trailer fender. Can't tell you where I got these from because I didn't buy them. Buddy of mine, Chaparro's Chop Shop, he ordered them from me. He uses them all the time on his NBS beds he modifies when he lowers them. So I got a set. And here's roughly what they'll look like. So first things first. Let's protect the paintwork. You know, satin black. This is the trim black from Sim. It's pretty strong. Won't stand up to, metal inner fenders being slung around at them. So, blue painter's tape, always go to. And there is roughly what it'll look like. Now, let's point out a few things. When I say roughly, this is roughly, okay? There's a big distance between this face that it's sitting at and the outer wheel lip. So first thing, we're going to trim all this, gut this inner fender housing, if you will, and slide it in. So where we're sitting now, you can kind of see this will be slid in, I don't know, probably 3 inches or better. Like you see the edge is just sitting here. It'll be like out here to the edge. So we slid in a good bit. Also, I have, you can't really see it, but I have just a piece of wood sitting under this on top of the tire just for mock-up. It's a 5-inch piece of wood. My theory is this thing going down the road, it's going to travel, it's going to bounce. It shouldn't bounce 5 inches. So that's just kind of my spacer block. That's what I'm going with. And if you see in the front, I've got it kind of sitting right at the edge of the core support where it would have sat factory. I have to build a little flange for that, but it'll be fine. It goes all the way down. From the outside, you'll see it comes pretty much all the way to the bottom of the fender. These things are spot on. As close to universal as you could think. And, if you come back here, like, it follows the shape pretty well. Obviously, we'll tuck that back under and we're going to fasten it like they were, or similar to the way they were stock, but it'll give us a nice little inner fender. So it won't make such a mess under the hood. So first things first, let's get the slice and dice out and start chopping these fenders up. Like always, never forget your protective gear Today, tool of choice, Harbor Freight 4.5-inch grinder, Harbor Freight cutoff wheel. You know the deal. We're low budget around here. Don't forget to cover up the truck. So I have plastic sheeting over the back. That's going to keep all the sparks shouldn't be any sparks traveling that far. To keep all the dust and crap off the back of the truck. The motor has plastic sheeting on the motor and then has a welding blanket on top of it. Don't want anything getting in there messing that up. So let's get started. Here's the first look. Yeah, baby. Check that out. Oh yeah, that's too cool. So, like I said, we cut out. So I set it up, I marked the radius, cut that out, and just slid it in there. And you can see how much further. So your reference point here, let's move this back. So you can kind of see about what's visible. And it's not, I got a level on it. It's not level at the moment. It's not pushed all the way up. But just look how cool that looks. Sunk into the fender. Tucks down to the firewall really nicely. Goes down to the core support really nicely. See it there. Now, I'll build a flange to come off forward to meet these factory bolt holes. So that'll be good. And then around on the back, I know it's a little dark. But yeah, it comes and stops. And it fits so well. It fits the radius so well. Really happy with this one. So it will get some factory mounting points, some custom ones. For those wondering how much space we got, it's right at 5.5 inches. And I know this looks like a really big gap for those, haters out there trying to get that aired out look. This is static. That's not what we're going for. My theory here is the truck is disassembled. No hood, no bumper, coolant, blah, blah, blah. This truck is going to be at least an inch lower in the front than where it's at right now, which I think will be my end ride height. Just looking at it, I don't know yet. But that's kind of where that inch, okay? So that'd be 4.5 inches. And I think as this thing goes down the road, even if I hit a super hard dip, I'm not going to hit the tire on the inner fender, for one. For two, with it this high, it increases the radius, so when I turn the wheel, it shouldn't hit at the back or front. And it just looks really cool. So, got a couple little tabs to make, some trimming, and it's not pushed all the way up. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm pretty certain I'm going to come in here and make some filler panels for these. Just to kind of close that up and make it look a little more finished, I think. I don't know. We'll see how it looks when I push it up and weld it. I may just leave it because these things, it looks kind of OE. I mean, yeah, obviously it's OE with the holes, but I don't know. I'll have to sleep on that one. But that's kind of the first look. And it's late, I'm tired, and we'll finish this another day. Oh, another key thing is going to get a battery tray here. So, got to pick up one of those, figure that out. Battery tray. And on the other side, we're going to run stock airbox and stock ECU. So, got to make some brackets for that. And that will be tomorrow. So, till tomorrow. And we're back. Day 2 of inner fender work. I did it again. I forgot to film me working, but I didn't do that much. So, you can see. This thing has been a pain in the butt. I really probably should have either ground and wire brushed the metal down beforehand a little more, or got it blasted before. This thing used to have a vegetable oil system in it. And with that being said, the guy spilled or it had leaked all over these inner fenders. And it's a mess. And needless to say, Weld isn't a big fan of it. So I've got it all tacked up. Did a little bit of welding on it. I'm going to go take it to the local blast place to get them to blast it and clean everything up. And then I'll finish weld everything. But this gives you a good idea of what's going on. So here's the passenger side, the one we started with. You can see we got the radius cut, got it tacked up. All that's good. I was going to enclose these holes and smooth them and everything, but I don't know. I kind of like the way it looks open where you can see through them, especially when I get everything welded up. And I'm gonna do a little bit of body work and smooth it. It'll be, I don't know, it'll be a good look open, I think. I don't know. We'll see. I may change my mind. Trimmed everything at the back, and that's all mounted. We used the passenger side battery tray, cut the ears off of it, cut a little slit into the inner fender itself, bent it down, welded it up. Yes, that looks crusty. It's going to get sandblasted. And then once it's sandblasted, all that will be finished weld, and that'll all look really good. So that kind of gives you an idea of the passenger side. Here's the passenger side. Same thing as the other side. It's got rust and grease and nastiness all on it. So instead of trying to grind all that, I'm just going to just take it right over to the sandblaster and get them to clean it up for me. But you can see it fits pretty well. Radius measured the same distance between the top of the tub and that little lip, so they're even. Put a level on it so they're level side to side. After I level the front end, that's key. You don't want to make everything level to a crooked front end. And yeah, so on this side is where so I'm running the factory wiring harness for the LS. So the factory the factory ECU sits over here. That's just the way I'm going to leave it. I want it to look kind of OEM, so I'm going to leave the computer under here. And my buddy modified the wiring harness for me, which saves me a good chunk of money. So I also got this guy. So this is just like a 98, 99 S10 ECU holder. And if you look, it fits perfect. So I'll slide that down to somewhere in there. It's got one and then two little slots for bolt holes. I'll probably make just a real simple bracket here. At least one of them there. And then bam. So that's where my ECU will sit. And then out of the intake, which is covered, the air filter will sit down there, and it'll just be a little simple bracket for that. So, yeah, that's that. That was the last major welding project. Now, there is some other stuff I have to do. Someone has been kind enough to bob off the edge of the fenders here. I've got some old fenders that have some damage up top, so I'm going to cut some pieces out and fix this. And then where the inner fenders meet, where the tubs meet the fender itself, I'm going to make some nice plates up there to encapsulate all that and weld it up, seam seal it, so don't have to worry about any grime or grit or water getting behind all that. So yeah, fairly simple video this week, just showing you some of the last fab work on it. I'm going to, like I said, get all this blasted, do my little bit of metal repair on the outside. I might make a video of that, I might not, I don't know. But It's coming along quick. This will be the last thing I have to take apart, the front clip. So yeah, we're getting really close. It's exciting. Take the front clip apart, get it blasted, detailed, put it back together, paint. You know, it's going fast now. So we're gonna get this thing done sooner than later. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe. You know the deal. And until next time, thank you.